Hello, my name is John Alexander. I am pastor of Church on the Word in Douglasville, Georgia. The purpose of this short testimonial video is to tell you of the merits of a very fine product by Hooper Communications called the PastorCall voice message system. We received our system some years ago now, and we decided that because of our initial benefits, and we were so pleased with the results, I called Tim Hooper and said, if there's anything I can do to help you promote this product, I want to do so. Having said that, I want you to know that I am an unpaid endorsee of this product. At the time we received our PastorCall voice message system, our church ran about 40 to 50 in attendance. Now, we had done everything you can think of. I've been in the ministry now 25 years, and we've done door hangers, we've had big day celebrations, we've had Bring a Friend Sundays, and our church would stay about the same size. It was effective. The things that we've done had a certain effect, but nothing has worked quite like the PastorCall voice message system. Let me tell you what we did, and you can make a decision for yourself as to whether or not you want this product for your own use. We got our system set up. Tim was very helpful, helping me, training me on how to use it very easily. You can train on it in just a few minutes. But he's there right there with me, make sure that I'm satisfied. And so the first week I prayed, I said, Lord, what do you want me to say to my community? I was going to send out 1,000 to 1,500 calls in a day. What do you want to say? And he said to me very clearly that he wanted me to let the people of my community know that he was hearing their prayers and he was answering. So I sat down and wrote a quick 30-second to 1-minute message that said basically this: Hello, the purpose of this call is to tell you that the Lord is hearing your prayers and is in the process of granting your request. I can tell you that on the authority of God's written word. Jesus said, whosoever asks, receives. James, the Lord's half-brother, said in a later book, you have not because you ask not. This is John Alexander, pastor of Church on the Word in Douglasville, Georgia, reminding you to attend the church of your choice this weekend. And tonight, take a list out and start writing a few prayer requests and start asking. And you'll be surprised at how quick you start checking your list off. God bless you. Now, that's all my message said. That very next Sunday, I had two families in my church. One man had come in. I asked him when I met him, one of my ushers introduced me to him, and I said, what brought you here today? And he said, well, you called me this week. He said, and Pastor, it was incredible. I was so tired. I was so weary when I came home from work. It came in Wednesday afternoon, and I was so exhausted. I laid my head on my desk, and I had so many issues I was dealing with personally. And I just prayed and said, God, you have got to answer. I have got to know you're hearing me with all these things that are going on. Please let me know you're hearing me. And as soon as I checked my messages on my phone, I heard you say, the purpose of this call is to tell you that the Lord is hearing your prayers and is in the process of granting your request. He said, it was incredible. I could not hardly believe it. I thought, I got to go to this church. He was with me. He's just now retired and moved to Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you, that man's offerings alone more than paid for, probably 4 times over the cost of the system. There was another lady in my church that showed up that same week who worked at a local hospital, and she was concerned about her husband that was had an impending layoff coming up on his job. And she worked for a doctor, and she went in the back of the doctor's office and prayed and said, Lord, if Tony gets laid off, we could lose our house. I've got to know you're hearing my prayer. She said, and then the dictaphone rang. She said, that's a phone, I've worked there for years. That dictaphone has never rung. I didn't know it. She said, I did not know that it had a phone line to it. So I answered the phone, and then I heard you saying, the purpose of this call is to tell you that the Lord is hearing your prayers. You see, if you give God a platform, something He can use, He'll direct the calls to whoever needs to hear it. Now, Pastor, one other thing that we do with the PastorCall voice message system that is very effective, we do every November. During the month of November is Veterans Day. And so throughout the month, I'll send out 1,200 calls a day to my local community, and I say this: hello, The purpose of this call is to thank all of you who serve or have served our country in the United States Armed Forces. Ladies and gentlemen, our men and women in uniform selflessly put their lives on hold to protect our freedoms, guard our homeland, and uphold our Constitution. This is John Alexander, pastor of Church on the Word here in Douglasville, Georgia, reminding you to attend the church of your choice this weekend. And tonight, after you safely tuck your children in bed, call a veteran and thank them for their service to us all. God bless you. And if you have a veteran that's currently serving, you're concerned with them, I know how that feels. My dad was a World War II man. I have two brothers that were in Vietnam. So this is very effective when you put this part in the message. If you happen to have a loved one that's serving right now on a foreign land and you want prayer for them, please leave at the sound of the tone their name and their branch of service, and I promise you, we will regularly pray for them. God bless you. Now, Pastor, you can make your message however you want it, but I tell you this, every November when we do this, I'll get 500, 600, 700 responses. People will say, Pastor, thank you for that message. One man in particular comes up in my mind, in my memory is, a man said, Pastor, I came home from Vietnam. I was shot at in Vietnam and spit on when I got home. And nobody has ever thanked me. And I still have PTSD as a result. Thank you for just thanking me for that. It makes me feel better about my time in the jungle. I want you to know, Pastor, we're going to be praying for Church on the Word. Thank you. God bless you. Now, Pastor, here's the thing. Or if you're in leadership in your church and you're considering purchasing this system or however obtaining this system, let me just tell you this. I can't find a better way. It's the pastor's voice that put him on the map. It's the pastor's preaching. The reason people come to your church is because they agree with who you say Jesus is. They agree with your revelation. So what better way to get your voice out? This system will put your voice literally on steroids. And let me tell you what I mean by that. I'll do a 30-second message that is just a message of goodwill at an Easter Sunday or during Christmas or on the 4th of July, a patriotic message of some sort, or as I said, on Veterans Day. And then when I do so, it puts your name, the name of your church, on the caller ID of every home and every business where it calls. You can't beat that. Now, a 30-second message, 1,200 calls a day, that's 600 minutes or 10 hours that I'll preach to my local community even if I don't go into my office that day. Listen, it's a no-brainer. Well worth your time, well worth your effort, and well worth your money. And it'll pay you dividends for years to come. I want to thank Tim Hooper, Dylan Hooper, and the other Hooper family members for this very fine product that we have at Church on the Word. It's made the difference. Our church is 4 times larger than it was at the time we purchased our system, and we just see the future being so much brighter. I think every pastor in America should have the Pastor Call voice message system from Hooper Communications. God bless you.